Hey everyone, welcome back to Full Swing Studios. We got the whole Full Swing crew here today again for another challenge video. We are trying to make this a consistent monthly program for you guys. And with February being Slater's birthday, we decided that it would be great for him to choose what our challenge would be this month. Alex and I have no idea what it's going to be. All we know is that we're gonna get a couple hours to basically work on some sort of creative project and then compare our projects at the end. So Slater, take it away, man. What are we doing for this month's February challenge?
Yeah, so for this challenge, we're going to be making some DJ visuals. I'm very passionate about music and EDM especially, and one thing that I always love is all the different DJs have very unique visuals, and it's a wide range of possibilities, and I thought it'd be a good chance for you guys to put your creative minds to the test. I'll be showing some EDM visuals to give you some inspiration, but definitely don't feel limited to any one type of music. Whatever you're feeling inspired by, that's part of the challenge, to show off what you're passionate about.
Oh, sounds cool.
Awesome. I always thought that that would be another career path for me, is making really fun visuals for concerts and stuff like that. So this is going to be a cool challenge.
Yeah, the possibilities are really endless. It can get very abstract or using different mediums. It's going to be a 3-hour challenge, so you guys will have 3 hours to put together a little clip.
Which that's no small feat for animation.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's a true challenge.
Run out of time.
Which that's tricky.
Definitely. So I'll give you guys a couple examples and hopefully get your inspiration churning.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Sounds good.
There's lots of different ways we can approach this. So you can use B-roll from motion array with different filters to enhance. Like there's a clip that uses some car B-roll, or one that has like repeated footage of like a live cam of the DJ. You could go abstract, like there's an example of ASCII art, even just simple color blocks that is as simple as it gets, but still times to the music, or typography if it has lyrics that you want to emphasize. And then there's even some meme edits, like there's a dog with finger guns, someone did evil Labubus or anime girls.
All right, well, that was some good inspiration, Slater.
Yeah.
Definitely. Don't feel pressured to match. They have unlimited time, but hopefully that gets your wheels turning and give you a couple ideas.
My goal is to spend as little time as possible finding the song so that I have as much time as possible to edit, because my brain's just like on overload right now because there's just like so many things you can do. But I think obviously the music that you end up with is gonna be the inspiration that like solidifies what you're thinking, I guess.
Yeah, the theme.
Yeah, the theme.
So with that, I think
Let's
we've
do
got a
this
challenge ready to go.
All right, let's freaking do this thing. All right, sweet.
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
3 hours later.
All right, our 3 hours are done. We're ready to reveal. How are you guys feeling about it?
Oh, God, all those 3 hours gone in an instant.
Yeah, I mean, I could have just kept going. I had a lot of fun. I tried a new process. Like, I do think it could be potentially a little controversial. We'll see when we review. But I had a really good time with this project. And yeah, I'm excited to see what everyone else did.
Yeah,
awesome.
fun.
Yeah, me too.
Mine is probably a little bit more low key than the examples you sent me, but they're sent us. But I'm more of just took it to heart like a music visualizer as opposed to like any crazy EDM thing. So
yeah, that's totally fine. I definitely showed EDM because that's what I'm excited about. But I know I've heard you mention lo-fi, so whatever you guys were feeling, I'm excited to see what you came up with.
All right, awesome.
I'll go ahead and start.
Ooh, all right.
All right, so for mine, I definitely leaned heavy on some motion array assets. With only having a 3-hour time limit, I wanted to make the most of it and take as many shortcuts as possible, kit bash a lot of things. Hold in a couple images.
Finger guns? Oh, wow, is that the array effect?
Yeah, so I also used a lot of the new film impact effects because I got really excited learning about them, and they're really quick at coming up with some pretty cool visuals all within Premiere. I'm not too experienced in After Effects, and although it's way more powerful, with the time limit, I wanted to stick with something that I was comfortable in because I felt like I could work faster.
Yeah, I'm honestly impressed that you did it all in Premiere.
I did do one little like After Effects comp because with the clone effect, I was getting frustrated. I really wanted to do like a radial clone, but I couldn't
That
figure
right
out. Yeah, so I pulled into After Effects to figure out a way to do a more kaleidoscopy radial clone effect.
I did look over my shoulder once and saw the money. I'm like, oh, he's going cash money with it.
Yeah, it won't be as obvious in the song because it's more like an instrumental drop. But the part that I didn't use talks about like, give me all your money. I'm gonna pop. So
And this is your
yeah, and then
track, right?
This is a original song by me.
It's looking pretty crazy, a lot crazier than mine.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Here it goes.
Wow. Oh, that was satisfying. Damn. Whoa. I love that. The money finger gun. Insane. Oh, really? Nice. I like even the little transition in and out too.
Very cool.
Damn, bro. That was a lot in 3 hours to do.
Yeah, so I was pretty happy with how things came together. I did have the advantage of having a little more time to think about it since I brought the project to you guys, but the only thing I wasn't as happy with is it does definitely have kind of a kit bashed feel with having such a variety of assets. I did use a LUT at the end to try and give it
Cohesive.
some sort of cohesive color correction, but it's kind of obvious that it's multiple different assets, but
I think with a challenge like
to it.
I think with a challenge like this, like there's no way to really use original assets like
Yeah,
for an animation like this, you know.
Not in 3 hours. So
yeah. So well, dude, yeah, good job. You accomplished a lot in that time, and it really looked like the examples you showed us. So
Yeah.
I can definitely picture that at a show.
Thanks
for sure. Cool. All right.
Let's see what you guys did. Who wants to go next?
I'm down to go next.
All right.
All right. So for mine, I also used one of Slater's custom songs. His it was like the only lo-fi beat, but I was actually like listening to lo-fi this morning, like doing emails and stuff. So it just felt right. And then I also just really liked the song that he did incorporated Ahsoka, his cat, meowing in it. So that like served as like a major part of the inspiration for this project for me. Was like visually I'm like, okay, there's got to be a cat. So I decided to use AI for mine to do traditional animation. So I essentially used ChatGPT, and it literally nailed the initial image right away. I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I was looking for. I wanted cozy vibes and a sleeping cat. And then I basically had ChatGPT render me in-betweens for different frames. So I had it give one where he's meowing, one where he's, in this instance, I couldn't get I wanted like an idle animation of him sleeping, but I couldn't get it rendered through ChatGPT right. So I just squeezed his head with Photoshop to make I actually did a lot of Photoshopping too, because the problem with ChatGPT is consistency between the renders and stuff. So like I kind of just replaced the head on the original image a bunch because it would honestly change the pixel vibe a lot.
Really?
This is me recutting the song into 30 seconds because there was like specific parts I wanted to use.
Right.
And then I did animate the Z's and stuff too. Basically, yeah, I just created a bunch of different frames on ChatGPT. I kind of laid out the animations first before putting the music down. And then once I had the basic animations made, I put the music down and then synced up the animations I made as best as possible to the various beats. And I tried to sync up different parts of the animation to different parts of the song, like instruments and stuff like that. And then I kind of, at the very end, kind of brought it. ChatGPT also doesn't do 1920 by 1080. So I had that. I wanted to create like a frame around the image. So I kind of created like I was looking through a window. And there's parts of the song, there's like kind of record ambiance. And I think like when you're recording Ahsoka's, there's sometimes like the AC.
Yeah.
And to me, it sounded like rain. So I put rain, I made like a window that's like raining on the outside to kind of cover the outside frame since it doesn't do it full resolution. Or 1920 by 1080. And then here's the final version.
Smart cat. Thank you, sir.
It was very adorable.
That was awesome.
I knew I was gonna replace something with the background too, and actually, this is the first only cat. I was like looking up like lo-fi cat stuff, and this was like definitely based off of like heavily inspired by like Lo-Fi Girl and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of doing Lo-Fi Girl in the back. But I'm like, that's gotta be cat thing, and actually the Neon Cat syncs up with some of the instrumentals, but just to like kind of describe a little bit more in detail. So the Z's are like synced up to like there's like a kind of a guitar strum.
Yeah.
And then the
They
head,
were really satisfying.
I tried to do like the idle breathing to like the beat throughout the whole song. So like the head like kind of sleeping thing is supposed to line up with some of the beat, and then obviously the meowing.
Yeah.
One of the things that I did it really quick at the end, but I kind of feel like I screwed up a little bit. It kind of looks like it's raining inside the house as opposed to outside that house. But I'm like, it doesn't make sense for the rain texture to, I don't know. I should have probably put I don't know. It looked weird to me having the rain thing on the outside, but yeah, I honestly had a lot of fun with this. I know there's like controversy with using AI and stuff like that. Something like this would take way longer than 3 hours if it was done in a more traditional sense.
Right.
And I don't have the capabilities to do pixel art. That's just not my school of thought. But this for me was an amazing exercise. Like I've always loved traditional animation, and I just have not had the practical skill set for drawing and stuff like that. Or just honestly the time it takes to do traditional animation as if it wasn't my job. So for me, this makes it really approachable. And I just had so much fun. I think the biggest challenge was like every frame. It pretty much got like the composition and all the items and stuff in the frame exact, but it kind of changed the pixel art style a lot. So I did end up having to do a lot of manual stuff in Photoshop.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was like really cathartic.
Yeah.
So.
And I think this is a pretty awesome use of AI because it's not, you just typed in a prompt and it gave you everything. You still did a lot of hand animation and had to combine different frames to get the vision that you were looking for, but definitely saved a lot of time and made something that you would not normally be able to do in 3 hours. So, and then also just, you nailed the vibe. Like this is basically what I had in my head when I wrote the song. So I'm happy to see it come to the visual medium.
I did want to do like a little bit more a cat that looks like Ahsoka, but I was so happy with the first generation it gave me, and I personally love orange cats, so I was like, this is perfect. I don't know if I could ever own an orange cat because I know their personalities are a little crazy, but yeah. So awesome, cool. Well, that's it. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, nice stuff.
Awesome job.
All right, Alex, banana cake.
Yeah, so I was thinking like, oh, okay, Slater, he's definitely going to use one of his songs, and I listened through them. Good songs, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
But to keep things slightly different for all of us, I know that's Darby was going to do lo-fi, so I was like, oh, okay, I need to think of something else. I'll do jazz.
Oh, jazz.
So I took a look through the motion array thing that we use to find our free to use, or we have variety of different musical pieces that we can take from there. I found something the first like 3 minutes of looking, so I was happy with that. I just took something that sounded nice, and then I ran with it. So I'll go ahead and jump right into the making of it here. So yeah, you can see me here getting my timer ready, hitting the play, and then away we go. So yeah, here we are. Listened through a few tracks, found one, grabbed it and started just running through some asset pulls. I was like, okay, this jazz piece, I have the envisionment of a nice vision of a garden, and I found a nice piece with some light coming through some trees. I listened to it, then threw it into Audition, found the I don't know if the measures were 4/4 beats per measure, but
Damn, you're speaking another language with that.
yeah. So I just I put in marks for specific beats. Tried to open Photoshop. Photoshop was giving me some pain. I took out command prompt, closed it, threw it back in. I took specific parts of these leaves that I wanted. I wanted specific sections to move, as the music is going. So then I'm like, okay, all right, these are blurry bits. I'll take out a soft eraser brush, cut these out. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, God, this is taking a real long time.
I have no idea what you're doing right now. Interesting.
So each of these sections I'm going to cut out and make in a transparent layer, and then I'm going to have these animate separately. Yeah, to show like, wind rustling through the trees.
So you're kind of creating like a mask or something.
Exactly. And God, this takes a real long time. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way of doing this. Yeah, one big thing when you have a whole chunk of time that you need to use, make sure you measure out what you want to use for which section of time that you have at your disposal. So every so often I pull the timer back in and I'm like, okay, I still got this amount of time. But thankfully I get through it. So I got all my pieces, export them out. And then I'm like, okay, all right, throw them into there.
So the background is multiple layers.
Exactly. So then I start taking these instruments. I start cutting off the strings because I want to animate the strings for specific chords.
Holy smokes, dude! I can see why this would take a long time.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna shoot for the moon.
Yeah, you went pretty ambitious.
Yeah. So then I get my instruments in. I pick the ones that I could hear in the piece of jazz sound. I start throwing in some chords, and then I put in a nice wave warp on top of these chords so that whenever they play during the song, I could have them strum or animate in.
That's crazy.
But I have the light in the background. I put in an additional light source so that it pulses with the beat of the sound in the background. You can see me
cool.
with each beat. And then I'm like, you need these beats to be a little bit harder. So I look into the keyframes and I'm like, no, this doesn't work. I can't have an exponential curve on these. I got to make them a little bit more tight. So I bring those in, tighten those up. And I'm like, okay, how much light do I need? Is this too much? Is this too little? And I'm like, this looks okay for now. Then I go back to the strings. I put in that wave warp, and then I'm like, okay, which guitar notes are on which strings? I start looking that up.
Oh my God, bro! You went you got into the weeds, bro.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this is this measure for this section. And I'm like, okay, I can't do the rest. I'm just gonna copy this.
Dude, you're crazy, man.
So got some nice little. I was gonna animate each little note coming out of the flute, along with this little sound wave, but I didn't have time for that, so I just put in the strings and that. And then the violin, I had the bow stringing along stringing along the violin. Thankfully, it only comes in a few times, so I only had to animate that once or twice. And then I'm like, okay, it's a little bit boring. I need something in the background to just go. And then I tried to match this wave to the beat of the music as best as I could. And then I had each of the things go up and down. And I had about 2 minutes left in the end.
Nice.
But I think I did okay given the amount of time.
Bro, you're a psycho.
Hey, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you have something to show.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's see it, man.
All right.
Oh, yeah, the strings are... Oh, wow, yeah, the strings are really cool. This is vibes.
Yeah.
Just an easy to listen jazzy piece.
The strings do look... The guitar strings do look pretty like... Oh, I like the little wisp out of the flute.
Yeah.
But the guitar strings, you really did match them up to the... Like...
They're not exact.
I'm sure it's not exact, but
It's selling it.
Yeah. If I had more time.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Well, awesome, dude.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Congrats.
Thank you.
I think for mine, I mentioned shooting for the moon, which very quickly into the process, every so often I took a small step back, looked at the timer, saw what I had done so far, and estimated out in my head how long it would take for different processes to take in the future. And already as I was working on one process, I was thinking like, okay, I got to prune this down. So initially for the leaves, I was going to put a skeleton structure in there and have each leaf
Oh, like puppet
individually
warp
moved.
kind of sort of thing.
Exactly. But I was like, that's probably,
Damn.
probably not going to have enough time to get to that. So I put in a similar wave warp to the ones that I used on the strings. I used that to have them gently sway, but I ended up overcompensating and having them sway not enough so that it doesn't really look like they're moving at all. But yeah, every so often during the process, taking a step back, seeing how much time that I have left to work with, then estimating out how much that I need for the next processes, making sure that I have that amount of time at least to do the amount that I'm trying to aim for.
Cool. And then what would you say is like, was your favorite part about this? Did you learn anything, or what was the most successful thing you feel like?
So because I only had 3 hours, I kind of relied on processes that I've used in the past for animation for the stuff. So the specific line of code for having the instruments bob up and down, I remember memorized that, or I remember using that. And then the wave warp for the strings, I remember using that for some other sort of thing in the past. Just applying that to that. These challenges are a good time to try or take some risks.
For
I
sure.
think maybe in the
100%.
future, not shooting for the moon, but trying to take a risk on trying a new process, but then giving myself enough time to learn that maybe new effect or that new tool to try to use it or implement it nicely, because this isn't for a client. This is an internal piece of work, so we should try to explore different things so then we can then apply that to clients' pieces in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you're gonna be in charge of the challenge next time. So
Ooh.
if there's a specific thing you tool or whatever you want to experiment with, you're in charge of the challenge next month. So
Right, that's March. Yeah, okay.
So get the brain trickulating or
I'll get the cogs
trickulating's
turning.
not the word. That's like filtering. I don't know what the word, but you know what I mean.
I
Churning,
getcha.
churning. I don't freaking know.
I'll polish the gears.
We'll just like mix up all sorts of analogies, but
Yeah.
well, awesome. I think this was definitely another successful challenge. These are all, like super fun to do, so it's nice to have something that is self-driven and like a little bit more fun for us to do every month, where it doesn't necessarily feel like work and we can just kind of creatively express ourselves and
Yeah.
get a cool piece of social media content and get our personalities out there. It's a little bit too. So
There you go. Yeah.
awesome job, guys. Well, thank you for joining and watching us. If this video, if you've made it this far, we appreciate it. This is going to be a once a month challenge, so just keep a lookout for what Alex has in store for us next month, and we will see you then. Yeah. So,
All right.
cool beans. All right. See ya.